I was getting clear on what I wanted to talk about today before the seminar started. And I think what's underneath the conversation for today is us being the center of our universe. And
let's call, just for kicks, let's define the universe in the literal sense that you mean it as this red hot manifested moment. In other words, because what universe do you live in other than this one that you translate through your eyes and ears and such? In other words, what you're hearing and seeing and smelling and tasting and touching, this is your universe. This what's manifesting here, you are the center of that. You're the center of your broader universe. You're the center of what's going on here with your inner being. But if you'll put it in the context of you are the center of everything that happens around you, it's powerful.
Yeah.
And then when you begin watching the whole world responding to the center that you have acknowledged, defined, and found a vibrational place that pleases you, and then when you watch the whole response of everything and anything around you matching that, then you feel that worthy feeling. Oh, I am the center of my universe.
yeah, worthy feeling. That's perfect.
We are going to let you speak, but we want to just stick in here because it's such an important thing to acknowledge on the heels of what we've just been talking about. Is that first, it is important that you get it, that it is the emotion that you are in charge of and in control of. And once you manage that, then the rest will fall into place. But until you get that in place first, because you don't feel like the center of the universe when you're mistreated by others or when something bad happens to you. It doesn't feel like you're the center of the universe. Because you think if you were, it would have turned out different, or would be turning out differently.
So
our interruption was only to say that once you accept that the manifestation is the emotion, then you can quickly come to the knowledge that you are the center of the universe, because the evidence will just barrel in around you constantly, which will make you feel proud, which will make you feel worthy, which will make you feel vital and alive and interested, and all of those things that the source within you feels all the time.
and that's powerful.
It is power.
That is power. So let's talk about power. It feels like a lot of us pinch off our own power.
Yes, you do.
How come?
Stop it.
Stop it.
Well, you do it because you have not understood that you are the creator of you, and you are not. In other words, there are a lot of people now talking about law of attraction, but until you're understanding that what you're wanting to attract is a manifestation that pleases you, and that the manifestation is the emotion over which you have complete control, then you're still looking around and expecting others to do things differently so that you can feel better, which renders you powerless moment after moment, day after day, relationship after relationship, because they are the center of their universe, not yours. So you're looking for love in all the wrong places. In other words, anytime you say or mean or feel about anyone, you need to do something a little differently so that I can have a better feeling response. You render yourself powerless, because as much as they love you, and many of them do, they don't have the power to get into the center of your universe and be your center. You got to do it, you see. And when you figure out how to do it and you start doing it, then you begin to feel powerful, because the demonstration, manifestation, same word, all around you.
Nice.
When we give a perfect answer, we want to credit the perfect question.
Thank you.
But there went again. We need more.
So in this conversation is this word that's really just been penetrating my mind and my heart lately, is this word of being authentic. What does it mean for us to be authentic?
Be who you are.
Be who you are.
Because your authentic self is in the vortex thriving. And if you are experiencing even a small particle of negative emotion, you are less than authentic, because you've pinched yourself off from the true authenticity of who you are.
So how would one know when they're truly authentic?
You feel fabulous in the moment. And don't demand it of yourself in every moment. Just be it as often as you can.
Can we be there all the time?
You can.
Yeah.
It takes some practice, though. And it's easier when you're dead.
Yeah.
Because as long as you're physically focused, there are people around you who are going to disappoint you or who are going to misbehave. And you don't want to withdraw. Well, many of you do. You join country clubs and such. You withdraw from anything that isn't pleasing. But you don't want to withdraw. You want what you really want. Here's the way, if we were standing in your physical shoes, that we would achieve and maintain, for the most part, our physical human authenticity, meaning our physical human alignment with the whole of who we are. We would really focus upon the making peace in the moment with what is part. Because in just relaxing and accepting what is in an attitude of okayness, let's see if we can hit this in a stronger way. So let's say that you're having a moment that feels less than good for some reason. Maybe someone's disappointed you. Maybe someone that you care about is struggling with something. It doesn't matter what the issue is. But you're having this manifested moment where you are feeling the pinched offness that you were describing of who you really are, and taking it far enough to say to yourself, I'm not authentically being who I am. So then, as you stop and wish that it could be better, you're still not authentically who you are, because the source within you is not doing that. If you stop and try to push it away in any way, you're still disallowing your alignment with who you are. But when you relax in an attitude of it's okay no matter what it is, because it's only the beginning of the journey to where I really want to be, there's a absence of resistance. If you've been listening to us for a while, and you have, you've heard us say on many occasions that when you sat before Jesus or other healers, there were many, dripping your illness, he did not see your illness. But we want to enhance that statement by saying it wasn't that it wasn't visible and he was blind to it. It was that he felt no concern about it. He didn't worry about it. He was not having an emotional response to your illness, because his complete emotional response was to your wellness. So he could behold your illness without freaking out. This is a new message from Jesus. I could behold an illness without freaking out, because the illness didn't bother me, because it wasn't authentic. It wasn't reality. The reality is over here. It was just the beginning of the journey to which I was giving my undivided attention. And there's something in that no one's quite got their thoughts and feelings around yet, that is very powerful, because almost everyone is still feeling sorrow or wishing that it could be better, or hoping for the best where there's still some resistance in it. Where if in the compassionate, complete acceptance of the okayness of where you are, there's a complete and utter absence of resistance. Now hear what happens then. In the utter absence of resistance, this powerful vortex, you said it was powerful, and it is. This powerful vortex now, in the absence of resistance, takes you right into clear view, takes you right in, where the manifestations that please you can be revealed to you, and then you know you are the center. So, are you the center of the universe, or are you the center of your vortex? And what's uncomfortable is not letting yourself be the center of that powerful amassing of cooperative components. When you get into the vortex, you have an instant manifestation of positive emotion, or you're not in the vortex. So when you get that, now you've accomplished everything that you ever would want to accomplish. And as you learn to maintain the frequency of that, then all the other stuff begins to reveal itself to you. And in that revelation, you then know unequivocally your power. That was really good.
That was good.
So when someone sees you sick and they say, oh, it's going to be okay. They are not helping. When someone sees you sick and they say, I'll pray for you, they're not helping. But when someone sees you sick and says, hi, hey dude, what's up? No emotional terrorizing, because they're so solidly in their knowledge of well-being that everything they see, a nation in poverty, a country in financial disruption, a physical body in unpleasant diagnosis, a family in financial disaster, and looking right at it and accepting it in this soft, knowledgeable understanding that this is the starting of a journey, and that, ooh, look over there. Huh. And when you know that, as those like Jesus knew it, then those who are being looked upon benefit by that knowing. So now you've taken your power and you have directed it in a way that helps rather than hinders.
And so all of that you mentioned, being authentic, is owning our power.
Well, you always own it, but let's call ownership perceptual.
Okay.
Because just because we know that you own it doesn't mean that you know that you own it. And if you don't know that you own it, you don't utilize it.
Yeah. So
It'd be like having a powerful vehicle in your garage and nobody told you it was there.
Yeah.
So you never drove it.
Nice.
It's been there for 25 years. Bummer. I could have been having a really good time.
So when we're authentic, we're powerful. And when we're authentic, do we care about what other people think about us?
When you're authentic, you don't care about what other people think about you, because you're doing all the thinking. In other words, so let's say that you're in your power and we like your word, authentically who you are, which in our terminology would just mean completely aligned and blended with the whole of who you are. So the whole of who you are is being allowed to manifest in this moment. Well, first of all, when you're in that state of being, you wouldn't attract evidence that would defy that. But let's say that you're sort of in and out of that, working for it, but not always there. And you are aware that someone's aware of you, and it makes you feel diminished in their awareness. So when you feel that diminishment, you stop and you say to yourself, this is about me, not about them. And because my authenticity is about my alignment with me, and it doesn't have anything to do with them, they've just shined a spotlight on a weak spot of focus for me. And as you bring yourself back into alignment, before long, then nothing is an issue like that for you. And sometimes it takes something big enough that you can't just brush it off to cause you to focus enough that you really discover who you really are. You hear that from people who have been through what they call great trials and tribulations. They often find their power because it was so important to find it, because the pinching themselves off from it was so uncomfortable.
I see that. Gotcha.